A wave of nausea gripped her as she plopped in her car and headed to work. The feeling was nearly every day now for the past year. That was Anna. Her name has changed. A successful surgeon and mom of 3 young kids. Each morning she brushed aside her body's little alarm bells to repeat the same nightmare each day. It clearly wasn't working for her, so why continue? She was victim of the sunk cost fallacy. She was stuck in a cycle of unhappiness and frustration and hesitated to change. The good news? Once she recognized the repetition, she labeled the true problems and extracted herself from this bad dream. Are you stuck in a bad dream? There is a way to climb out. Here, listen in and let me throw you a rope ladder. Find the full transcript and more resources for physician moms at inspiredmommds.com/31. You're listening to Inspired Mom MDs with host Cindy Van Prague, helping physician moms take back control and prioritize what matters most so they thrive in private practice and at home. Hi there, and thank you for joining me today. You may know an Anna in your life, or you may just relate to her story. When Anna reflected on her investment in medicine, the years of training, the outstanding medical school loans, and the hours perfecting her practice, she felt pretty good. She did it. She was a great surgeon. Yet, she eventually started to notice that she was physically ill just thinking about work. This was like a Sunday night blues on steroids. Her stress was then affecting her family too, and her kids noticed a change. And her husband kept dropping hints and even told her something has to give. But she waved it all away in her obligation to keep working. She made a huge investment in this career and poured her everything into taking excellent care of her patients. Anna's story is a great example of the sunk cost fallacy. This is a cognitive bias that leads people to continue throwing time, money, or effort into a situation, even when it's clear that it's not working out. That's it. In the context of physician moms, this fallacy might manifest in several ways. This topic fascinates me. To escape this fallacy doesn't mean quitting medicine. I'm not advocating that as the answer. It does mean quitting a situation. But first, what situations do physician moms want to quit? Well, the sunk cost fallacy creeps into many situations in life. It's not just limited to work, your specialty, your career. Here are some other examples. It might be overstaying in a toxic work environment. For Anna, this was it. Her physical and mental distress over going to work was not about her patients or her surgeries. It was the working environment. There was this hostile person she was required to interact with just to do her job, and she was constantly walking on eggshells just to keep the day running smooth. A toxic work environment could easily be, it could be unrealistic demands, overwhelming work hours, or your patient load, or bad communication with your colleagues. Anna's feeling that she had to stay in this environment despite the signs it wasn't working was her brain operating on a cognitive bias. Another situation could be ignoring personal passions. A physician mom might neglect her personal passions or hobbies because she feels obligated to devote all her time and energy to her medical career and her kids and her family. Maybe she used to be an avid reader, a secret Michelin-level chef who cooked all the time, or a serial marathon runner doing races all over the world. Ignoring the passion that makes you you in favor of continuing to work because you invested so much in it is a fallacy. How about staying in an unhealthy relationship? A physician mom might remain in a toxic or unhappy relationship because she's invested years with this person and probably have kids to consider. And another situation could be continuing with a failed business venture. If a doc starts a side business that isn't profitable, she might continue to invest time and money into it, right? hoping to recoup her losses. Surely the business will turn a corner and earn at least what it was invested. There are many more situations, of course, but the common thread is this feeling of obligation to continue with something you've invested time, money, and effort into, despite the situation not working out. Maybe you're thinking of a situation right now that's affecting you. By addressing the sunk cost fallacy, you can make informed decisions about how to change your situation. You can avoid making choices that are based on past investments and instead choose future potential. So, how does a doctor mom climb out of her bad dream? Returning to Anna now, she was stuck in that repeating cycle of frustration, right, with the toxic work environment and a hostile coworker. It was the physical signs of nausea and this gut-wrenching distaste for going to work that finally woke her up to both the problem and the solution. She recognized the issue and acknowledged to herself what her husband was telling her all along. Her brain had been tricking her into thinking she had to make this work. She had to keep going with her situation. She couldn't walk away. But when she saw the monster in the room, the solution was clear. Her investment with this particular surgery center could not continue. She recognized the sunk cost fallacy for what it meant in her situation. She had now labeled it. It was something she could change. Anna learned to first draw boundaries with this person, and I would love to say that the hostile person was fired, but they weren't. It turns out the best solution for Anna was to find a new group of docs to work with, despite all the time invested at her current location. It was a dramatic change, no doubt, but now she is in a role, still helping patients, still being a rock star surgeon, but without the daily distress. Her health gradually improved, and she felt more energized. She relishes moments with her family now because she feels present, and she no longer gets a pit in her stomach the night before work. Here are some ways to identify and challenge a fallacy in your life. Check them out. 1. Recognize the pattern. Are loved ones dropping you hints? Are you pushing aside a growing unease? What are the little warning bells that your body gives you? Become aware of when you're making decisions based on past investments rather than current circumstances. Also, question your assumptions. Ask yourself, is your decision to continue with the situation truly the best option? I find it hard to question my assumptions because, well, they don't really draw my attention because those thoughts are on autopilot, right? I admit it takes a mini light bulb moment to recognize a pattern that's not working for me. Sometimes that is a little anxiety over something or just, that gut feeling. Then I can say, whoa, wait a minute. Should I be continuing this action? Does it even align with my goals and priorities? Another way to challenge a fallacy in your life is to make your decision based on current circumstances rather than past investments. So when I question my assumptions, I need to make sure that I am living for what I believe in now, not hanging on to something because I'm so invested in it and believed on it then. This can be hard because it means letting go of the past me and nurturing a new me and visualizing the future. And that leads me to my last point. To visualize the future, you can imagine the benefits of dropping a situation that's not working anymore. That means getting rid of the unsettled gut feelings and honestly getting a little excited about the possibilities. So in conclusion, the sunk cost fallacy can be a powerful barrier to making positive changes in our lives. It can trap us in situations that are no longer serving us and prevent us from pursuing new opportunities and excitement and experiences. By recognizing the patterns and addressing the fallacies, we can free ourselves from its grip and make decisions that align with our true goals and values. Physician moms often feel a strong sense of obligation to continue with our chosen path, even when it's no longer fulfilling or sustainable. But it's never too late to climb out of the bad dream, and don't look back. Don't forget to join me next week for another dose of support and inspiration. Until then, take care of yourselves and take care of those who matter most. It's time to take control and thrive. Thank you for tuning in to Inspired Mom MDs. Please share with other physician moms and leave a review if you found value from this podcast.